Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now, if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Well, hello, everyone. As I told you, you're going to be getting a lot more Oh, my hair is a mess. Hold on a second. Oh, this is a wig brush, but it'll have to do. It's messy, messy, messy. And that didn't really help, did it? Screw it. Hello, CJ Abernathy. You have not been in one of my streams forever. Where have you been, sir? And for those of you who weren't here earlier, I do have my Flex It or Die shirt on in support of the Florida secession resolution that passed at this convention. Since everyone is fleeing to Florida for freedom. Though I was watching part of Biden's speech tonight, did they like jam an EpiPen or something in his heart to make him seem somewhat alive? This speech, he did okay until he said you can't build a wall high enough to keep a vaccine out. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I think I could build a wall high enough to keep a vaccine out. I think you meant the virus, but that's okay. That's okay, Joe. Oh, do I have lipstick on my teeth? Oh my God, you know how paranoid I am about that. No, I don't. But yeah, Joe, I do think it's possible to build a wall high enough to keep the vaccine out, just so you know. But this is not the State of the Union address unless we're talking about the State of the LP Union. My goodness. Wow. I'm not going to do much of the mandatory grifting today. It's all along the bottom. Now is the best time to become a patron if you haven't become a patron yet. Yeah, yesterday I have officially become jobless again, but it's not a sad situation. It was very mutual, not like, I just didn't, it was personal injury. And even though they were a very ethical personal injury firm, some aren't, some are ambulance chasers, they were not. Wasn't my thing. They agreed to pay my health insurance for a month. So like everything was very, very amicable. But, not the best time, but is it ever really the best time? But I've already started filling out other applications. But until then, if you like my content, you're the winner. If you don't like my content, sucks to be you. Because I'll be doing a lot of this. So again, I thank all my patrons, and I thank any of you who are considering becoming a patron. But it remains to this day, any and all super chats go to my campaign. My campaign funds are, in fact, kept separate. They have nothing to do with my living expenses. They go to my campaign. Speaking of campaigns, I will be in Philadelphia this weekend. If you are there, please stop by and say hi, get a picture, get a hug. And yeah, and it has been confirmed at the Colorado Convention on March 12th, we will have a ceremonial mask burning. That just probably got my YouTube video demonetized this time. All right, we're going to talk about Delaware. I didn't think in my life I would ever talk about Delaware so much in my life. But we thought it was over, didn't we? When Mary Ruwart issued that quote-unquote clarification letter that was so damn clear that you would have to try. You would have to be extremely talented to misunderstand it or not understand it or find some way to make it mean something other than it did. But apparently our party chair is very, very talented in the obfuscation department, because woo, that was a stinker. Oh my goodness. Like, is Will McVeigh really that charming? Like, I don't get it. It is insane that Whitney is turning out to be just as big a coup master as Joe Bishop Henchman. She's just a little smarter about it. And she doesn't do it behind everyone's back. She's doing it in front of everybody. And Mike says she's clueless. I don't think she's clueless at all. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. I know Whitney. I've worked with Whitney. She is a very intelligent woman. Like, I wouldn't be making these videos if I thought she just was clueless and dumb and couldn't get it. Because, like, I don't, some people are smarter than others. Like, there's no point in mocking people for that, just like, you can't help that. There's nothing you can do about that. But this is purposeful, okay? It is so bad it's purposeful. And the snotty attitude she took with Mary Ruwart pissed me off. Because Mary Ruwart has a heart of gold and is one of the sweetest people in the party. So let's take a look at what Ms. Whitney Bilyeu did. We went over the clarification letter last time. So let's look at, if this was a fighting ring, round 3, the obfuscation of Whitney Bilyeu. Let's look. Woof. Like, when I read it, I was just like, Okay, but fam, don't fail me. Don't fail me now. Okay, here we go. I didn't share my screen. I pulled it up and I didn't share my screen. 1 second here. 1 second. What's going on? Alrighty, I need to share the screen. You don't want to see Wondershare. What you want to see is this. Here we go. Okay, to Mary Ruwart and the Judicial Committee. Thank you for taking the time to offer some clarification. Well, Whitney, no thank you for forcing them to take time out of their day to clarify something that was perfectly clear the first time. If I may, like right there, the passive aggressiveness that's seeping through this is, well, it's, I don't even know what to say. And I don't get left speechless with very much. You're saying that you declare the DE board to be back to the way it was to October 1st, minus everyone but Lepore, Hines, and Casey. Meaning the JC is throwing out all other duly elected board members who were in place up to that point, question mark. Do we need to pull up what Mary actually said? Because Mary actually said the opposite of this. Mary said they didn't say, oh my God, maybe we need to pull this up. Because I don't want people to think that there is any, I want to pull it up in another screen, any legitimate like room for disagreement here. So let's do Ruwert. Here's the email from Dr. Ruwert. Okay, let me try to find quickly where it mentions board. She said, our ruling did not reinstate the entire board as it was configured just prior to October 1st. Our ruling was, and she says, thus we rule to reinstate the LP Delaware affiliate, recognizing its officers and other duly elected board members, including Dr. Lepore and Mr. Casey. Including means there could be others, chosen by the affiliate under its properly adopted rules. And she goes on to say, we very intentionally only named 3 individuals in that ruling because enough was demonstrated to us that these 3 were still on the board. It would take, like, you have to be a gymnast to twist this to mean that this means that no one else was on the board. All Mary said was the dispute involved these 3 individuals. We ruled on these 3 individuals, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you, CJ Abernathy, for the super chat. And you are all caught up. That's impressive, because you know I talk a lot. So let's go back to what Ms. Whitney said. You're saying that you declare the LPDE board to be back the way it was minus everyone but those 3? No! She said nothing of the sort. There is no way in God's green earth that anybody who reads English could have interpreted it that way. Meaning the JC is throwing all the other duly elected board members who were in place up to that point? Whitney, there is no way you legitimately believe this. There is no way. You are just pulling shit out of your rump. This is ridiculous. And Julian, thank you so much for the super chat. So now she's going to say something dumb again. In other words, and she actually uses in other words. In other words, are you, the JC, effectively wiping out 6 duly elected board members? One had already resigned prior to October 1st. She doesn't even know how many people are on the board, by the way. We'll get into that. And invalidating any role those individuals would have had in any subsequent alteration of the board? No! She said no such thing, Whitney. You are lying here. You are lying or you can't read. For those of you who don't know, and this is public knowledge, she said this on the public list. I'm not prying into somebody's personal life here. And Whitney is a public figure. She used to be a public school teacher. She knows how to read English. She knows how to teach children. There is no way in the world that she misunderstood what Mary said. She is purposely twisting it. Now, you could disagree with what the JC said. I think you're wrong if you disagree with what the JC said, but that's a respectable position. I'm one of those people. I disagree with the JC's ruling in my case. But I didn't twist what they said. I read what they said. It was the LNC actually who twisted what they said, but that's another matter. I read what they said. I read the majority opinion, and I think the majority opinion sucks. Whitney could have just said, you know what? I know what you're saying, and I think you're wrong, but, you know, now it's up to the delegates. Your ruling used the word including. Yes, it did, Mary, including. It didn't say only. Factually, as I understand it, apparently you don't understand it, the affiliate members choose 9 other board members. Okay, that's probably a mistype because earlier you mentioned 6. 6 isn't right either, but, okay. And I could have some of this wrong myself, but I think I have it righter than she does. If anyone from Delaware is here and I'm screwing something up, please correct me. From what I understand, the convention elects officers, which consists of a chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. So there's 4 officers. I think that's correct. And then there's 3 counties in Delaware. Each of the 3 counties send 2 representatives to the board. So there are 6 people that aren't officers, they might be elected at convention, but it's in county caucuses. I'm not sure when those elections take place, whether they take place at a county convention or at the state convention in a county caucus, but you're getting the idea. So it says the affiliate members choose. Okay. Oh no, my mistake. I said Whitney had it wrong. I had it wrong. My bad. My apologies. See, when I screw up, I admit it. I read that wrong. The affiliate members choose 9 other board members in addition to Mr. Hines. She is correct there. I don't know where that 6 came from. So yes, there are 10 board members. The affiliate members choose 9 other board members in addition to Mr. Hines. However, earlier in her statement, she already mentioned Casey and Lepore. So why is she saying, can you clarify for me where this ruling leaves these board members? Well, at least 2 of the others you already acknowledged the JC said were in place, so you really should be talking only about 6 because the secretary resigned. Can you clarify for me where this ruling leaves those board members? It leaves them wherever they were on October 1st, plus whatever happened since October 1st, since those officers remained officers the entire time. The LPDE continued its business from October 1st, and it leaves them wherever they are in the events that happened October 1st, after October 1st. This is nothing hard to understand. She goes, I want to be sure we all understand how the JC is within its jurisdiction here. And here's where she gets snotty with Mary, given all the concern over interference with affiliate autonomy. Because Mary brought that up and warned Whitney not to interfere in the autonomy of an affiliate. Those other board members were not the subject of the appeal. Mary said what left. Let's go back to Mary's email. Let me find it. Right here. We thought the wording of the ruling made it clear that the 3 specifically identified people are LPDE board members and that the other officers and board members would be those chosen by that affiliate under its properly adopted rules as they stood prior to the events of October 1st, even if that means that some successors as a result of later, meaning later than October 1st, developments. The only thing that was reset back to October 1st were the illegitimately changed bylaws. That was it. This is not difficult to understand. Let's go back to Whitney's email. The way I read your clarification is that the Judicial Committee has not actually ruled to reinstate the LP Delaware's affiliate, which existed under Mr. Hines prior to October 1st, rather as ruled to reinstate Hines, Lepore, and Casey. That's all that was under dispute. Oh my God, this is so bad. And has vacated. Mary specifically said they have no opinion on the rest of the board, that further developments may have caused there to be successors in interest or may not have been. They were not in dispute. Oh my God. And has vacated the other board positions which have been previously filled through election by the affiliate's own members. She has never said that. If you read her clarification that way, Whitney, and I don't believe you did, you should resign immediately as being somebody who cannot understand English. I do not trust you to run the third largest political party in the country if you somehow got that out of what Mary wrote. But I know for a fact you didn't. You are purposely misunderstanding it, in which case I still don't trust you to run the third largest political party in the country. With the JC further acknowledging that the three named affiliate leaders may have altered the board since October 1st, and that is simply LP Delaware's business. Do I have that right? No, you don't. No, you don't. You kind of had it halfway right. You acknowledged that there could have been alterations in the board, but they weren't done by those three named affiliate leaders, because Whitney seems not to understand that 6 out of the 10 board members aren't appointed, nor are they're appointed by the counties. What has happened since October 1st there has been some changes in the board due to them following proper procedures to remove people such as Will McVeigh for what he tried to do. And they even gave him, or it's upcoming, I think it already happened, a trial. Something the LNC doesn't understand. So in that respect, I understand that due process is something that's completely incomprehensible to Whitney Bilyeu, but be that as it may, there have been changes that were done according to the rules as they existed prior to October 1st, which was the JC's ruling. Some of the counties removed their representatives. Is Whitney now not only interfering in the state party? Is she interfering in county parties as well? There is nothing about what Mary wrote that was incomprehensible. And now here's Susan. Susan is 100% right. Susan, in her interpretations on Delaware, has been spot on. I wish she would show the same courtesy to Massachusetts. I understand she's fighting like a tiger for Delaware, as she should. It's her region. But she's taken the complete opposite position when it has come to the wrong that's been done in Massachusetts. So Jess McVeigh, I'm going to put this up because it's some information I didn't have. Didn't mean to do that. Well, it doesn't matter. You can see my film war thing. Jess McVeigh says Kent County held a trial in accordance with RONR. You see, the LNC just doesn't understand due process and removed their 2 representatives to the state board. Both were part of the plot. So there were valid board changes with full due process. What is so hard to understand about that, Whitney? Oh, well, you know, the fact that she's here's what's even richer. The fact that she's pretending to be indignant and even uses the words duly elected you removed duly elected people? Whitney, your house is glass and it smells of ass. My God, you are a piece of work. Let's go back. So here's Susan being 100% right. Let's give it up to Susan on this. And let's encourage her to show the same justice to Massachusetts. And we'll do a little we'll do a little Massachusetts update on the end of this, but I'm going to have a whole show dedicated to Massachusetts. The JC has not vacated those positions. The legitimate board vacated them due to the illegitimate actions of Mr. McVeigh. Susan truncated that a little bit. The board didn't vacate them. The counties did. But what she said is essentially right. It's not exactly factually accurate, but it's inaccurate in a way that doesn't matter. It's a distinction without a difference. Whitney, though, will not be deterred. But of course, this was sent within, I was going to say it was sent within a minute, but it's 20 minutes. So she had time to read what Susan said. Also, and she sends, now maybe, I don't understand the timing of this. So let's see. She sent this February 28th, 3:54. And then on the 1st at 10:07. Okay. Whitney forgot to send a follow-up, she said. So Susan's message wasn't received before this one. I want to get the time frame right. Then Whitney apparently did like I do. I hit send too soon always and go, crap, I meant to say something else. I just find it funny that she does this. She did this because she used to ride my ass for doing this. Look, she did it herself, to the JC no less. And wouldn't any changes made to the board under its properly adopted rules have required the duly elected and seated board at that time to participate in the actions that altered the board? Oh my God. They weren't removed by the board. They were removed by the county affiliates. And they did get to participate in it, or were allowed to if they wished to. They had a trial, Whitney. Did you even bother to try to find any of this out? With all due respect, and that is passive-aggressive bullshit, I'm merely trying to comprehend the ruling. Well, if you can't comprehend it so far, I don't know, maybe get an early Alzheimer's test? I'm saying that in jest, because I know she understands it completely well. And fully grasp the state of affairs, into which the JC insists on thrusting both the LPDE and the LNC, as if the LPDE is complaining. The reason she words it that way is because she thinks Will McVeigh is the chair. Remember, Whitney said, during the whole New Hampshire issue, I don't want anyone to ever forget this, because any board member that is in charge of the fate of the hard work of activists and affiliates that would say something like this and not retract it, because we all say stupid things, or we all say things that we don't realize the implications of what we said. My last stream, I had to apologize because I was like, oh my goodness, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. And Whitney has had plenty of time to apologize, and she still can apologize for what she said, but let me tell you what she said. Because any leader that says this and does not apologize has no business ever having control over the fate of affiliates. I can see no reason to disaffiliate New Hampshire, but I can't bring myself to vote no. What the actual hell? Then Susan says, and I'm not crazy with the way Susan words things, but she's on the right side. Susan's not a good debater. She might think she's a good debater. I don't know if she does. She might not think she's a good debater. A lot of people who aren't good debaters realize they're not. It's a skill that takes a long time to learn, and you don't learn it. You don't learn it on Facebook, and you don't learn it on the LNC list. The only reason why I'm not even a good debater, but I'm a better debater, is because I owned a debate forum for, well over a decade, and participated in a ton of, written debates. They weren't formal, but they were actual debates in a debate forum, unlike what's going on here. Susan says, I would like the LNC to default to the position that what McVeigh did was illegitimate. It's not a default. It's to recognize the ruling of the JC. As that much at least should be painfully clear by this point. Is not painfully clear to Whitney. She's trying to give the party back to Will McVeigh. His faction is being favored. I guess faction's a good way to put it. I was going to disagree with that, but I think that's the proper way to put it. Is being favored with a link to their website on the national page, and as confusing as we may find the JC decision, okay, now Susan's just kissing Whitney's ass. The JC decision is not confusing, Susan. That at least should be quickly rectified. She's correct that at least should be quickly rectified. But I don't know why she's kissing Whitney's ass unless she's saying she thinks the decision is confusing. Whose side are you on? The decision was not confusing. The decision was absolutely correct and utterly not confusing. So we shall see now what Ms. Bilyeu will do and what the rest of the board will do. Let me go back to my camera here. You had John Phillips crowing all over LNC Business Discuss on Facebook, parroting Whitney's talking points. No, it was reset back to October 1st, and now not a peep out of him. Can't admit you were wrong, can you, John? Just like you can't admit you were wrong when you how dare you say I had fake privacy issues? Anyway, you just can't admit you were wrong, can you? And I agree with Dirt Floor Garage. They'll do nothing. They'll just ignore it. They'll just ignore it. Maybe that's the reason why they're concentrating on releasing the information from the LNC, from the secret list. Maybe they're trying to bury Delaware. I didn't even think of that. Because they're trying to distract. Not saying that's what Aaron Adams was trying to do. I believe her motion was done in good faith. But some of them, maybe that's exactly what they're trying to do. They figure they get you all interested in reading whatever juicy gossip is on the secret list, and you will forget about it's my favorite homeless NH man, the one we felt sorry for. So they're just hoping we'll forget about Delaware and Massachusetts and Vermont and Wyoming. Nobody's really mentioned Wyoming, have they? LNC conveniently hasn't. Where is Region 1's representative in mentioning that Wyoming had a secret convention? Where is Region 1's representative in mentioning that Wyoming isn't really a real affiliate right now? Is that because he's too busy changing his vote from no to yes to try to intimidate me? Is that why? Is that because he's too busy holding illegitimate conventions of his own to change the bylaws so that only his cronies get in as delegates? Is that why? Drain the libertarian swamp. If you thought libertarian politics, just because we were libertarians, and I'm not doubting anyone's libertarianism here, can't be just as corrupt. This isn't about ideology. It's about character. And character doesn't mean you're perfect. Character doesn't mean you'll never screw up. What character does mean is that you don't misrepresent people's opinions. You don't twist things around in order to get your way. And you don't, your personal info being sent to, I don't know what, oh yeah, I'll bring that up too. Dirt Floor Garage. Having character means when you figure out you were wrong about something, you own up to it. You don't make excuses, you own up to it. I've said numerous times, I ain't perfect. I sometimes, what's that expression that Wayne taught me? Your alligator mouth writes a check that your mosquito ass can't cash. Every once in a while, I think we all do that. But you own up to it when you realize it. You don't play games like this. These are power Machiavellian games. And let me tell you something, LNC. I'm not intimidated. You guys lost your power over me a long time ago. There ain't a damn thing you can do to me that's worse than what you've already done. There is a freedom in knowing the worst has already happened. So go ahead, release whatever bullshit, show what scumbags you are, that you're calling real safety concerns fake. Go ahead. I want to see what y'all were saying about my appeal, because that shouldn't have been under executive session. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to know from Mr. Phillips, so concerned about the strict rules of executive session. You've admitted that executive session has strict rules and that they were broken. Are you all going to censor yourselves? Are y'all going to resign? Are ya? You've been breaking the rules now for over a year. Are you going to do the right thing? Oh, no. Those rules only apply to me and Joshua Smith, right? You're such a fucking hypocrite, John Phillips. A lot of you are, but he's the one who opened his mouth today. So he's the one I'm talking about today. You just admitted y'all been breaking the damn rules for a year, but no rules for you, no consequences for you. If you had an ounce of integrity, now that you've admitted that you've been breaking the rules for over a year, and you weren't the one to bring the motion, Aaron Adams was, you should resign. You won't, because I know you're going to tell me how your state chairs begged you to stay. He just admitted they've been breaking the rules. They've got all this information to release. He dared to call a person's safety concerns fake. I thought we were in the age... Now, I don't believe this bullshit. But since most people in this party have decided they're woke, let's hold them to their woke standards. I thought we were supposed to believe all women. I thought we were supposed to believe the victims with, Now, I don't believe that. I believe you trust but verify, that it doesn't matter what gender someone is, that you have to weigh everything fairly. But that's not what the woke crowd thinks. Oh, I'm one of the women who don't have the right ideas, so I don't matter. So you can call my safety concerns fake. But if this had happened in the Democrat or Republican parties, you would be screaming from the rooftops. If Joshua Smith had called a woman's safety concerns fake on the LNC list in front of the whole world the way you did, you would be calling him a misogynist. Yet, you dared to call mine fake. And you know damn well they're not. You're lying. Now, so, there's a lot going on, isn't there? My God, Reno can't come soon enough. I do not want to be talking about this shit anymore. I want to do history. I want to do other stuff. I want to do stuff other than politics. There's a lot I want to do. I did these 2 shows in one day so that hopefully tomorrow there won't be some new controversy and I can get back to history. So I'm waiting a little bit on Massachusetts because I have a feeling there's going to be more developments. But let's just talk a little bit about Massachusetts. I'll be repeating this in a later show. I'm trying to do some more fact gathering. Massachusetts has apparently been furiously mailing, I believe it's by U.S. mail, all the registered libertarians in Massachusetts, but they don't have access to that data because Massachusetts law says when you're not a qualified party, you're not allowed to get it. So where'd they get it from? That's what I want to know. There are multiple possibilities. I'm not going to name what they are because I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. But where did they get it? They didn't get it by virtue of their political party status because they're not a recognized party. So where did they get it? And why are they not recognizing the legitimate special convention called by the members? There are 2 boards right now in Massachusetts, my friends. It's Oregon all over again, except for this time, it's clear. It's clear. One group followed the rules. The other group didn't and tried to expel people for merely signing a petition. And shame on you, Dan Fishman, for going and speaking at the fraudulent convention. That is a spit in the face of the 47 expelled members. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I regret voting for you for Bylaws Committee. You should at least stay out of it if you can't take the right side. Somebody's supposed to yell out, objection, speculative at this point. And we also have LPPA, who apparently gave out its information that was supposed to be for candidate use to a PAC so that they could send out hate flyers against the Mises Caucus. I never gave consent for that. I got one. People all over the place got one. There's something rotten in Denmark. And we smell it all the way over here. Oh, and Janelle says, interesting, the pictures of the PA convention. So the same people who sent out the LPPA flyer, it looks like, probably sent out the Massachusetts flyer. Where did they get the data? Then you have Will McVeigh bragging on Facebook. The question you should be asking yourself is how many other states' data I have. And no, I didn't see LP National quote tweeting Whitney. I'll have to go look at that one. Oh well. This is where we find ourselves in. Reno reset, baby. I just hope credentials don't take all day. I'd like the platform committee report to be heard for once because it didn't get heard in 2020. My plans tomorrow are to get back to history because we are now on April. What year? 1973, 1974. And Janelle, I want to know what you find out when you go to trace that postcard at the post office. I have a feeling it'll be very interesting. But hopefully we will be back to history tomorrow. I've got a ton of historical stuff I would like to cover. I still have the last chapter to do in Radicals for Capitalism. A lot to do. And I don't want to be doing drama. I don't. If I wanted to do a drama channel, I'd be covering Shane Dawson, Eugenia Cooney, and all the other bullshit that's going on YouTube. Don't want to have a drama channel. Probably make a shit ton of money if I did a drama channel, but I don't want a drama channel. I just wanted to do history. History and Robert's Rules of Order. Like, how much more dry can you get? Oh, and Mike, I didn't get to talk to you after. I meant to talk to you about something that would have irritated the hell out of you. I just know you wanted to be irritated, didn't you? All right, everyone. If you were here for my earlier stream, I went from that stream to a historical committee meeting, to a Colorado Convention Committee meeting, to this stream. And Mama be tired. And Mama needs her beauty sleep. So Mama's going to bed. And hopefully tomorrow there'll be no more new drama on the LNC list. I doubt that will happen, but a girl can dream. Thank you everyone for the super chats this evening. If you are interested, and Mike, this is something that has to be done verbally. I can't message you. I've really just got to describe it to you. If you are interested in, oh crap, I lost my train of thought. I'm so tired. Oh, if you're interested in supporting my campaign, all the links are below in what the YouTube calls like the little low bar area. I would appreciate it. This wasn't a good time to be jobless, but maybe it was the best of times. You know, there's a lot still to do to help affiliates. So whatever, I believe God works all things out for good. I need to find a job that I actually like. I like doing this. Maybe I should just start a few more YouTube channels on more profitable subjects other than the Libertarian Party. All right, everyone. I hope you have an awesome night, and I will see you, in fact, hopefully, God willing, tomorrow.
Gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business, not because they want